when we were little, we discovered how much fun it is to move.
Jim. G fucking M. Let's get some. Can I not get ads on YouTube, please? Thank you. Or whatever. Jim. Jim. Is the microphone this time correct? Let me check. Jim. Yeah, it is. Okay, shut the fuck up. Alright, Jim. 6th of June. 6th of June is the day Elon and Trump are going at it. They are fighting Jim. How are we? Alright, let's get right at it. Let's not waste too much time. We'll do the analysis first. Then we'll go and yap a bit. And then we'll go from there. As I said yesterday, when I did the analysis, this candle here, the daily candle, was slightly green. And I said we're gonna test the downside of this range. Yeah, we did. It's just the GOAT analysis, it's just, don't mention it. Obviously, all fueled by this Elon-Trump thing going on, Elon leaving the US government, or I don't even know what his fucking role was, whatever, and then, both going at each other on Twitter. Obviously, Elon dropping a couple of big bombs. that yeah, God knows. Actually, let me close WhatsApp, otherwise you have this notification all the time. Right. So yeah, where do we go from here? Well, we respected the range and we faked out below. Right? So this is obviously all news funneled, and we respected the 50 EMA here like crazy, right? This is almost pixel. Alright. We tapped this little buy zone I marked out yesterday anyways. Did we go below 100? We did not. 100,000 and 350 was the low. Okay. It's interesting. It's very interesting to see because I would have loved it to sweep below 100. Because then this bounce would mean so much more. Now, today, I'm particularly looking forward to New York Open. Because I think the New York session can either send us to the top of the range again or show us that this impulse move back is just, you know, people being like hopium and want to see it going back immediately to the upside liquidity maybe, or well, maybe not really directly this, but I mean, we made a new level of liquidity here that we could also tap. So what I would be looking at today is what happens during New York session. If I see on the lower time frames, I don't look enough at the lower time frames on this daily analysis, which is weird because normally I only look at the lower time frames. Yeah, let's do it chronologically. Let's go 4 hours first. Okay. Now the 4-hour time frame is actually not looking too bullish. Right. Can move this and this can stay, I guess. So this is still obviously a downtrend. This is still a bearish structure. Sweeping below this level of liquidity here is good. That we rejected from it, that we bounced back up. That's cool. It's very good. Yet this is nothing to be particularly bullish about right away. Right? We have still the 12 and 21 EMA that are very bearish. The 50 now crossing below the 100 as well. So there's an uncertainty in the 50, 100, 200 EMA structure, which is, well, me as a trend follower, I'd like to follow the trend or catch like very obvious reversals. Is obviously not something I want to see, or I want to trade particularly. But the fact that we respect this range so much leaves me as a beginner mean reversion trader, right, getting my hands a bit into that, to think, okay, so what can realistically happen? What realistically can happen is that what we are currently doing, but the 4-hour candle is still very new. So here, oh my god, there's going to be too many rectangles in it. This could become a fair value gap, and then we could maybe see to go into that, and then on the like even lower time frames, we want to see a bullish confirmation again, like a bullish engulfing or whatever, and then we want to see maybe a test of the upper range again. As I said, I do think this range will hold for a bit longer. It's a good range. I mean, so far it has perfectly accepted it. This obviously on the daily was the fake out. Was it? No, this was the ATH. The fake out was here. Yeah, the fake out was here. Thought we were on the 1 hour, but we're on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, that's where we are. Okay, maybe let's take a look at the 1 hour and the 15 minute as well to see if there's anything different. No, here we have a perfectly bearish setup on the 50, 100, and 200, and we're pushing for the 50. So the reaction of that is gonna be crucial for me. Here we're seeing though that 12 and 21 EMAs are trying to become bullish. A strong level right here where we faked out. It's a strong level. It's a very strong reaction. Like also for volume wise, this was actually during decent times for New York. But this is crazy. It's a really strong reaction. So I do not think that it is unlikely that we're going to test the upper range of or upper side of the range again today. On the 15 minute, no, it's going to be chaotic. On the 15 minute, we're already making our way up. We have broken the 100 EMA already. Looking very, very strong to break this as well. The 200. And yeah, this looks primed for a retest of the upper levels. Not necessarily the complete upper band of 105, 870, but seeing 105, 105.5, I think is realistic. After the nuke that happened yesterday, I think the markets will... I mean, there's two things that can happen today. Because the reaction to the news has happened. That has happened. There's not going to be another flash crash, in my opinion. I think that is the least likely scenario, that we're going to, on New York Open, flash crash down and like everything is burning. I would like to take a closer look at Tesla to see what happens with Tesla, because obviously that is the most involved in this, and then obviously leading to US stocks. But if on New York Open they do not immediately crash down, then we are good. We are safe for the day. So two scenarios: either we pump right back up because people are like, okay, this actually doesn't matter as much as we thought it would, or we're staying in a choppy range. That today, all the people are okay, let's do nothing, let's keep our hands off, and let's wait for the reaction of the others, right? Like, let's wait what the others are doing, and then we go from there. Which is a smart thing in crypto and in trading. In trading, on a lot of occasions, you are winning by doing nothing, right? If you manage to do nothing, you will often come out on top. Like, wait for what happens, wait for what the others do, and then make a clear-headed decision, right? I mean, yesterday we obviously had a lot of FUD, and you could have gone short, FOMOing into shorts, or trying to long, like long 40x, long 40. You could have made, look, this candle already, right? Because it reversed quite heavily. If I'm James Wynn, I'm 40x logging here, right? And then you see these next couple of 15-minute candles that would have immediately liquidated you, probably. 40x, what's that? Price range. Not fully. It's only 1.78%. But you get what I mean, right? So, on a lot of occasions, it's time to just chill, relax, lay back, see what the others are doing, see what's happening. Wait till the markets are calmer, and then make your entries. Right. So I obviously don't like to trade BTC because it's heavily manipulated because there's institutional investors. But what would I like to see? Well, as I have aforementioned, I would not look at this 15. The 15 minute, to be honest, is not going to give me any information here that I want to see. Nothing that is in my repertoire of things that I've tested or I know is applicable here in this market. The only thing that could be is if we do flash crash or we slowly bleed. The only thing... how do I show this? Like this. Swing low. Bands bearish. And we close below this on the 15 minute. Then I'm actually looking at shorts. Then I'm maybe looking at a retest into the range. And then I'm looking at shorts. And then I'm looking at maybe even the downside of this buy zone that we have marked out yesterday. Okay. So, TLDR, Bitcoin. Yesterday's crash, massively justified by Elon and Trump fighting on Twitter. We perfectly retested the bottom of the range as I predicted yesterday that we would do over the next few days. It did happen right on the day where I said it. Even better, right? And we faked out of it on the daily, closed back inside, and are already making our move to the upper side. We're already in the upper half of the range. And most likely scenario is that we are going to have a relaxed New York Open, and we're maybe gonna go to the 1.5, 1.55s, test the upper end of the range again. I do not think that we are primed for a breakout today. I think the market conditions are just not optimal for that. And if no big news happens, then I don't think that we're gonna break out to the bottom either. But I would be very vigilant today when it comes to news, because this whole, as I obviously said, Trump Elon thing is very, very fresh, and there can still be a lot of like aftermath of that comes from the institutional investors today when New York opens in 5 hours. So yeah, TLDR Bitcoin, GM. ETH. Oh, ETH. Oh, ETH. ETH for the ETH. What are we doing with ETH? I mean, as I said yesterday, right, I do not see it breaking the 2700s. It's just, look, it's failing so massively. And I mean, obviously, yesterday you always have to keep in mind that yesterday everything, except for Fartcoin, which we'll get to later, by the way, had a terrible day. But terrible. So take all of this with a pinch of salt. But what we really need to see today from ETH is if you're on the bullish side. I mean, I do have some ETH, but like not enough that I care about it. I mean, I hate this coin, but whatever. What I do want to see is at least a reclaim of the 21 EMA, because aggressively losing the entire momentum that we built here is just a sign that we are going to reverse the whole move. I would also, I mean, let's mark this out. Yeah, this comes pretty close to what I wanted to see. If we do not find a way to regain momentum with ETH, which would be by reclaiming the 21 and then hopefully also the 12. I mean, the 21 will not be sufficient for a bullish reversal, or well, not a reversal, but like a continuation of the bullishness that we've seen over the last few weeks. But it would be crucial to not crash down, okay? So if we see that, then, as I said, the only way I would want to buy more ETH or like get into leveraged positions is if we break the 2700 clearly, like with a close, on maybe even on the daily, like for absolute confirmation. And then I would look to open positions. Here right now, I do not want to do anything, because we are trading in a very, very weird range again. We're now losing the 200 EMA again. 2 days below the 100 EMA here, and like the 50 EMA is also fucked again, and we're in a bearish state again. Right? So it's not a coin I'm particularly bullish on ever, but my chart analysis also tells me to not be bullish on this. We have now lost this support here. Again, yes, FUD, yesterday's news have to be, to everything that is on the price action today has to be taken with a pinch of salt. But losing it is still a very strong sign that we are maybe looking to fill this fair value gap at least, and maybe even at least take this liquidity here that I've marked out. And yeah, I'd like to wait for New York Open as for Bitcoin as well to see what the reaction is. Can maybe look at the inflows and outflows afterwards. Is there news today? Employment change, unemployment rate for Canadian. Unemployment rate. I mean, yeah, this can have a bit of impact, but like, I mean, unemployment rate is supposed to stay. It's forecasted to be exactly as the last, so yeah, if that diverts too much, then that could be well, either very, very good or problem. So I'd be looking at this, which is at 2:30 my time. I mean, euro is not really important for crypto at all. Cut, not at all. Consumer credit is actually, I think this is very underrated, because this is this consumer credit is fucking important in my opinion for the overall outlook on the next couple of months. So yeah, TLDR ETH. If we do not see a clear comeback into the 21 EMA, then we are going to probably lose these levels, and then we're probably slowly, I don't think it's going to be a flash, but like we are probably slowly going for this liquidity right here on the 2300s, and then, you know, in the long run probably filling this fair value gap, and then we have to see how the fair value gap reacts. If we get a nice reaction on maybe the 4 hour or the 1 hour out of the fair value gap, a good bullish reaction, then you maybe want to even take a long that could look something like this. And so we enter it this, and you want to maybe look at this, and you would look at obviously like a level where like a 4 hour candle. I wouldn't like set my stop loss right here. Doesn't give you too good of an hour for a day trading approach. So it has something like this or something, or maybe you'd even enter like right here, stop loss like somewhere here, and then you'd look for these highs, which gives you a 5 hour. Right, but like this, obviously this is not like a trade setup I'll take or whatever. It's just an idea. Like we will have to see it like a 4 hour, 1 hour candle. Like where did it dip down to? Where is like its wick, right? And then you would put your stop loss below the wick if this happens. But if we reclaim the levels, if we reclaim 21 and then also 12 at one point, then I don't think that it's unrealistic that we're going for another test of the 2700s, and maybe fail that again. Maybe after yesterday's action that we're actually getting a big move up again. That we test this, that we take this liquidity, maybe even that we're going to the 2900s and then aggressively coming back down, testing it again, doing little head and shoulders, and then like bam, and then fill this fair value gap. That's also a path that I could see happen. But both lead into me thinking that this fair value gap is gonna get filled at one point in time. Okay, Solana. So Solana is pretty much doing what I yesterday asked it to do, which is to get into the zone here. Solana went out of the zone, went clearly out of the zone, and it closed inside, and it's now already making its way back out of the zone. If we can get out of the zone, then I'm really looking at the, lower time frames. So let's see a prediction. Oh, well, not a prediction. But if we get a good close outside of the zone, then something that I would like to look at for a trade is, let's say we close like around here, it would look like a stop loss right here, and I would target this fair value gap that we have right here, right? For like a little scalp to see if we can do something. It would face a lot of resistance, I think, because we have all of the bands here that would have to get crushed through. But if we get this reaction, if we really show that this zone here, is, well, not demand, because I don't think supply and demand is actually like too applicable in the crypto zone. I mean, it is, but like I don't fuck with that. Then being out of it could actually lead us to, people saying, okay, well, this level obviously, like, we don't want to go below it, so we're trying to go up again. Like, markets are just tests and breakouts. Like, markets are super, super simple. So we tested out here, closed right back inside of the zone on the hourly. So we clearly showed we don't want to be outside of the zone. We don't want to be down here. So what is the next logical step? Well, test something outside of this range again, like on the upside. Is there anything to gain here? If there's nothing to gain here, we just chop around, chop. We're going down. I'm going to test the downside of it again. That's just how markets work in a choppy state. So that's something I'd look at for Solana. I think Solana is on the daily going to be strong because Solana yesterday got really, really fucked by all this news and everything. And the last couple of days were really fuckerish for Solana. I mean, let's take a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour RSI is at 36.8. Down here it was at like fucking 26. Like, also on the 4 hour we respected the zone perfectly. Like false breakout, bullish engulfing. Ooh, I wish I would have been up for this. This would have been a great trade, I think. Not too much R, but still, I think this could have been a very, very good trade. Oof. So TLDR Solana, I want to see a strong breakout out of the range here again, or this, it's not a range, it's a zone that I marked out, in order to maybe look at a retest of the fair value gap that we made up here, and then we'll see from there. What annoys me a bit is that on the 4 hour we are going to have a bearish 50, 100 and 200 EMA setup, which is very bad, very, very bad, because Solana historically respects that a lot. Like, so look at this here, respected the 50 EMA perfectly, and then here respected the 12 perfectly, respected the 12 perfectly. Solana does respect these setups a lot, like a lot. And if it breaks them, it fully breaks them. Like, it's not like it's gonna like be in a bearish setup for like a second or something. It really respects them and it really breaks through them if they have to be broken. Right. SUI. SUI also happening exactly as I wanted it to go. Let's just start with the daily. We went into this little, it's fair value gap that I marked out here, right? Yeah. Into this little fair value gap. We tapped it and we are reacting right out of it. I posted yesterday in the Discord that below $3, I started aggressively buying. Not full sending portfolios, but I started buying when we went below the fib retracement of 0.5 here. And when I saw it go into the fair value gap, I aggressively bought. Like there, I sent a lot of capital, which I'm willing to risk. So my entry is here-ish, and my stop loss is below the fair value gap. And here I'm very optimistic. I'm targeting the 0.2 zone here. This is a longer trade that I'm looking at. And if I see that I'm correct and we're reclaiming these bands here, then I might even look to close partial positions only here and aim for all-time high. Or well, not all-time high, but like the break of this full move. Right. That's just my little idea here on the SUI. But for now, it would be important to see how we react to, at one point, seeing the 12 EMA get hit again. Then, something very, very, very important that I want to talk about. Farty! Fartcoin. Hey, I took such a good trade on that yesterday. I cannot explain you why this worked as well as it did. So, this trade, a third of the position is still open. But I had a lot of like layered take profits here. So I had a take profit at 0.95, 0.96, 0.98, 1, and 1.5, which already got tapped. There's one more at 1.10, and the last one obviously at 1.20. Like yesterday when I looked at this, right, I looked at this 4 hour candle here. that was making a good bullish engulfment. A bullish engulfing candle. I think engulfment is not a word, but whatever. And it did that on the hourly too. And I was like, this looks prime for breakout. I also didn't, I mean, we respected this trend right here, right? Which I draw you out yesterday on the like long, this was on the daily time frame. How we're going up more and more. I was just like, I do not see it like getting lower than this level here. At one point I moved my stop loss at the beginning was here, and then I was like, it's a bit low, and I moved it up here to the wick of this candle. And it was obviously a very great decision to take that trade. Now already I still have the stop loss where I made it, but it's already a trade that if I hit stop loss, I'm still up 50%-ish on the trade. So yeah, well good in this trade. This really came in clean. I cannot explain you why. Everything was crashing and Fartcoin was just ripping through. Oh yeah, that one I wanted to show you that. That was something I have never seen the like. When was it though? No, I'm scrolling for a bit. What the fuck is this candle? Because this was when the whole shit was going on from Trump and like Elon, right? This was in one buy. The volume I believe is 29 million, and 21 million was in one go. It teleported. Like I have never seen something like this in all of my time in crypto. Like this, I was sitting here, watching the Counter-Strike Major and having the charts open, and I looked to the left for a second, and I remember the price being like almost at break even again, and just boom. Like what the fuck just happened? So this was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean that obviously also showed that. Wait, where's my chart? Where's my chart? Oh. That we want to see this going up. Insider probably, right? But like, yeah. So there, I'm still in that. I'll keep you updated in the Discord on how that one's going. Is there anything else I wanted to look at? No. Oh yeah, comp. Not comp is not relevant enough for me to do an analysis on. I'm just slightly exposed to it. So that's why I have it on my top, but I can also like priority like do this. Right. Okay. I think that's it for the daily analysis. That concludes my little yap session. And cool. I'll upload this to YouTube as well, so if you missed it, you can still look at it. Thank you very much for joining, and see you guys tomorrow. Jim.